So now we're going to discuss some of the potential errors you could come across while using these formulas. It's bound to happen. People do misspell things, or you might reference a cell that's not there. All sorts of things can happen. Luckily, Excel does have a pretty good built-in error handling system. So there are several different errors depending on what kind of problem Excel runs into that can help you sort of piece together the story and find out where you may have gone wrong. So here are most of the error codes that you can happen across. Value is one that we saw just in the last video. If Excel finds something, it's expecting a number but it's finding something else, you'll get that value error. Name is most commonly found when you might mistype a formula and it doesn't quite understand what you're trying to do. NA is if a number in a formula can't be found. So a lot of times that does come up with VLOOKUPs. If you're looking for a lookup value that is not there, or that it can't find, or is spelled wrong, you could come across that NA error. Num is when the number isn't a valid number. A lot of times this happens when you're dealing with currency. Maybe you use the $ in your price column. Well, that doesn't work because the $ is actually used for something else that we're going to go over in the next video, and Excel just doesn't quite understand that you're not using that number sign as part of the number, or sorry, the $ as part of the number. And then finally, the ref error. This happens when your formula looks for a cell that is no longer there. So maybe you removed a column or an entire sheet, things like that a formula did rely upon. That's where you could get that ref error, is that value is no longer there that is trying to find. And something that people may not realize is, here's the sheet that we were going over last lesson. If you go into these formulas, it actually highlights which cells are being used. So escape. So double click, it's looking at the different cells. This one sums up all of these. This cell adds up each of these individually. So that's a pretty easy way to look at your errors, maybe find out if you're referencing the wrong cell or if something is typed wrong, things like that. And that's about all we have on the topic of understanding formulas. So stick around for the next video and we'll go over cell referencing.